Good morning, beloveds. I say that like it's a question. No, it's a good morning. I woke up feeling pretty good today, which is interesting because I overdid it on Monday, which sent me into a mini flare. And today I woke up feeling a lot more like myself. Yeah. I knew I was in a flare because on Wednesday my lips were burning. Autoimmunes are a thing and just weird. And Dante's right here. I don't know if he's been like super cute all morning. So I'm just like, I don't know if I can get him to stand up and no. Yeah, he stood up and ran off. He clearly heard something in the other room. So, I don't know. I wonder, I walk this line with Science of Mind, I talk about my autoimmune, I talk about some of my health, I can say issues, I can say challenges, I can say opportunities, but we also walk this line of not claiming it, but then there's also that it's quite rightly called toxic positivity. And there's an artist that I found online a few days ago, probably either late last week or early this week. And that's one of the things that he talked about, positive vibes only people. They're not healthy, positive vibes only. Because, and that's one of the things that I appreciate about Ernest Holmes is that he acknowledges the experiences that people are having. So, yes, I've been in Science of Mind for over 20 years. Yes, I'm a Science of Mind minister. And yet, I have these very human experiences. And I am not going to hide them. One, because it makes me more real, and two, it makes me more relatable, and three, it's me being authentic. I don't let it stop me. I do let it slow me down because I need to, I very often need to slow down. So, that's it's this weird balance. It's this weird balance of talking about Science of Mind and then talking about, my lived experience. It's one of the reasons why I get really upset when people are like, well, I don't take any medication. Like, okay, I take 4. You're not morally or ethically better than me because you don't take any medications. And Ernest says if there's a pill, he's got this really great quote about everything under the sun. He does say, take a pill and treat till you don't need it. But later on, he does say, look, if you need it, that's also created by the divine. So do it, And so that's one of the reasons why I do it. I talk about my lived experience, my real experience, and how I incorporate Science of Mind into these, but I still have very real, very human, not preferred experiences. And I don't want you to feel like you're alone. My life's messy. It's far from, and because on Sunday, Jesse talked about this, and that was one of the words. Perfect used to be a trigger word for me. It used to be a trigger word for me for reasons, and not good ones growing up. And when he finally said the definition of perfect is all inclusive, the messiness gets to be included. It's not, flawless. I went, oh. So my life is messy. It's chaotic. It's fun. It is, it is what it is. And it's more good than it's not. So, it is really about striking that balance, about finding that way that we can walk through this world and be the fullest expressions of who we are. And frankly, the chaos and the messiness are part of my full expression. So just know, whatever you are going through, you're not alone. All right. But that's not what you're here for. That's just apparently what I needed this morning. You are here for a new design for living, so let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Network. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. And get you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and month. Anything hot links are hot. So click here now means it. It is also blind CC, so nobody's going to end up with your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And there, my brain just went. Simply because of something I was working on yesterday at work. My actual mortgage paying job. So, this is the job that I love, and that's my mortgage pay. And don't get me wrong, I love them both, but, and so, let's mention the social medias. The social medias, I mentioned them merely because we do not monetize them. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So we ask you to go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you are on. And then engage with the individual post by reacting, commenting, sharing. It bumps us in the algorithms. More people see our stuff. That's the goal. So you can support the center. A free and easy way to support the center by getting our stuff in front of more people by those steps that I mentioned, and I'm just getting a little weird right now. So let's move on. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. I am the running Rev Ryan across all of the social medias that I am on. And I have no idea what I was about to say. Okay, moving on. So A New Design for Living, one of the last books that Ernest himself worked on. He sat down with Willis Kinnear and lined out the process of science of mind. This is what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. And that's what makes us a science. Why? Why do we do it? He explains it in here. And what I was talking about before I launched into the housekeeping, this is one of the things that we can do. Spiritual mind treatment. He kind of really did base this whole organization is based on change your thinking, change your life. Now, that is not original to Ernest Holmes. A lot of other people have said it. And he's not even famous for saying that. He's famous for going, you know what? There's this really neat way you can pray. Try this. And that's what we've been talking about. We're currently in chapter 22, Designing a New Life. And yesterday we talked about no formulas and declaration. And the declaration is just you telling the universe or telling the divine, this is how you want your life to be. This is your spiritual reality. Now let's get the material world to cooperate with that. That's what a declaration is. And then the no formulas is exactly what it sounds like. There's no right way to do this. And there's no wrong way to do this. As long as you are in alignment with the divine and it is creating feelings in you, you are probably doing it right. So there's no, it's not that there's no right way. There's no one way. There's no one way to do it. That's what I meant. Okay. So today, we are going to talk about unlimited applications. And honestly, that's one of my favorite things about treatment. Because I've had, over the years that I have been a practitioner, I have done prac students. They have to, when you are in practitioner training, you have to have one practitioner session, a class, and there's 6 classes. So you're going to meet 6 different practitioners. And the purpose of that, whatever else, home office will say about it, is to meet different ways of doing this. Everybody does it different. Nobody does it the same way. So you get to see a variety of different, now you can see when a lot of students have had the same teacher, because we're going to have similar aspects in it. But even there, once we have kind of gotten it down, we all go our own way. But my favorite thing is, because I had a prac student who has become a dear friend come to me, and they said, well, I don't really have anything, that I need treatment about. And I'm like, what's going good in your life? Let's treat about that. Because that's one of the things that practitioners can and love to do. If everything's going good, we want to treat for more of that. Unlimited of a physical condition and its use for the correction of a situation in our affairs, or for a greater supply of abundance of any good thing. See, I just said that, right? A greater supply of abundance of any good thing. Each act is purely a process of thought. We reduce a condition to a mental concept and then correct what needs correcting in the mental concept. We do not deny the reality of things as they are, but raise our thought, our consciousness, to a level of a greater perception and acceptance of the spiritual source of all substance and supply. I don't know why that word's so hard for me this morning. And declare that out of it, our desired good is manifest in our experience now. Okay? But raise our thoughts. We do not deny the reality, but we raise our thought. Okay? We never deny the reality, but we raise our thought. We know that thoughts have the ability to create new experiences and conditions. In the case of the person who is alone and lonely, we may arrive at the conviction that there is no limitation in spirit and no limitation in this person's life, for they are one with spirit and they now have new experiences. They meet new people, encounter new things, enjoy new situations. It's all in principle. As this is done, we are setting in motion for them the law of mind, which operates in all things, spiritual, mental, and physical, and sooner or later they will meet a whole new set of circumstances. We must always remember that out of the impulsion of our thought, there is a compulsion. That a creativity is set in motion, which has a prerogative and initiative. As the impulsion of our thought is lifted to a higher level of understanding, something new must evolve. It is our privilege, our obligation to create for ourselves a new design for living. Every time we think, something new is being done. God is not a static God, and there is no time when creation begins. In the eternal now, spirit moves upon the face of the waters. In the eternal now, by thought, spirit moves as the law of the universe, and out of it arises a new creation. It's one of those things that when I do something science of mindy, which that's not a real word, but we're going with it, right? And people say, thank you. I frequently respond with, it's been my honor. It's been my privilege. To do this kind of work is an honor and a privilege. It is also an obligation. I signed up for it. But it is an honor and it isn't a privilege, and it's an honor when somebody comes to you and says, hey, can you hold this space for me until I can hold it myself? And there is literally nothing that you can't use science of mind treatment for, as long as it is in alignment with the divine order. You can treat for absolutely anything. Okay, if things are going well, you can treat for more of that. If things are not going the way you want them to do, you can treat for a course correction. If you don't know what you want, you can treat for that too. There's this beautiful concept of treating for clarity. So when he says unlimited applications, he means it. And that is my favorite thing about Science of Mind. There's nothing that you can't treat for. There's nothing that you can't treat for. There, absolutely everything is on the table. You know, as long as it is in alignment with good, then you are good. All right. Because I don't want to trust it to disconnect me, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a let's wrap this week up day, a you got this day, a go dance in the sunshine day, a drink plenty of water day. It's apparently going to be a warm weekend. So wear your sunscreen day, wear your sunscreen weekend, make sure you drink plenty, stay hydrated day, weekend. I was headed somewhere and now I've forgotten. Have you noticed I'm easily distracted? Like squirrel. Literally, my brother bought me a pin that said squirrel. Cause, yeah. Ooh, shiny. I'm definitely got that raven in me where I will divert for the shiny rock, which is what I'm doing right now. So let's get back to the kind of day. Cuddle your fur babies day. Let's take care of business day. You got this day, and make sure you sit down and rest day. Do what you got to do day. Happy graduation to all the graduates that are graduating right now because it's graduation time. Day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, like all week this week, it's been too much pressure for me, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Comparison is the thief of joy. Remember that. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Because all the divine knows is good. That's kind of the secret. But it's not a very well kept secret, thank goodness. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move on into the process of my day. So I'm going to remind you that Reverend David will be on sometime this afternoon. Since tomorrow is Saturday, I do get to go to the park, so I will see you after the park, and hopefully we'll have a fun squirrel or bird story for you. But it'll be sometime in the 9 o'clock hour. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. Yeah, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next.